Hi guys, welcome to Creatively Homemade. My name is Jennifer. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I love to share creative paper crafting projects with you, like this project life layout that I have to show you today. So I am finally getting around to scrapbooking pictures from last summer. My daughter turned 15 and we celebrated with a trip to a water park. My kids, since they've been teenagers, we celebrate their birthdays by experiences or trips. We don't do gifts anymore. They get a lot of gifts from grandparents and other relatives, but we like to do outings. We found they enjoy that so much more than getting a gift from us. So we let them pick where we're going, and we let them pick, all the meals for the day and everything. And so my middle daughter last summer picked Splash Cincinnati as her birthday trip. So this page is documenting that. I used the Picture Perfect birthday stamp set and the Picture Perfect Designer Series paper stack to put this page together. Went together super easy and super quick. So let's get started and I'll show you how I made all these cards. So I started by cutting out all my 4x6 and 3x4 cards. I am using the Picture Perfect Designer Series paper from Stampin' Up! For this page layout. I just love these designs. They have like a photorealistic design on one side, and then they've got geometric prints on the other. It's a really cool pack to have on hand for birthday pages. Isn't that cute? Sugar cookies. They have one with donuts. So super cute designs for your pages. So I just picked out a few designs that I'm going to be using. I'm using the balloons for my title card. There's confetti that I'm going to be using to mount a picture, and then my 3x4 cards were candles and another confetti pattern. I just cut these cards out with my Project Life die set. Now the set I have is retired. It was sold by Stampin' Up! When Becky Higgins and Stampin' Up! Were partnered. But this set, a similar set, is still available on Amazon, and I will link that down below. It may have some different labels, but it still has the 3x4 and 4x6 card dies. So you'll be able to get that if you would like it. Okay, I'm going to start with my title card. I have cut a 4x6 card out of this really cute balloon paper. I thought that makes a great background for a birthday page. I've also cut a couple of die cuts. This is a scalloped oval from the Layering Ovals die set. It has both the straight ovals and the scalloped ovals, so that's a good one to have on hand. So I just cut the biggest size scalloped oval. And then I used my die cut machine to cut out this happy birthday. This is a really pretty script font happy birthday, and it goes well with this Picture Perfect paper. So I cut that using this die. One tip about this die is that since it's very intricate, I recommend using your precision plate. That'll help immensely, and then run it through several times back and forth in your die cut machine. That's going to help ensure that all these are cut, these little spaces. And then lastly, use your die brush and foam pad and roll over it, and that will help that die release, or the paper release from that die. Not going to do any die cutting on this video today. My die cut machine squeaks and I think sometimes it's annoying, so I'm just going to leave that off the video, and I've already cut all the die cuts. So I'm just going to start by putting the scalloped oval down on my background. This is cut from Pool Party. I'm sticking with Pool Party and Bermuda Bay since this is, these are all pictures taken at a pool. So I thought that would be good color-wise. So I'm just putting that right down in the center, just like that. Now for this one, you want to use fine tip glue. It's the only thing that really gets into those little spaces. Snail does not release a thin enough layer of glue. It's going to seep all over. So you really want to use something like this. You can see it has a really thin tip to it, so you can get a fine line of glue that you can't get with other products. So I'm just going to add glue to the back of this happy birthday die cut. I'm going to add that all over, and then I will be back and stick this down and show you the finished card. Okay, I got the glue added all over my die cut, so now I'm going to try to carefully pick this up without getting glue all over my fingers. And then I am just going to put that down in the center of that scalloped oval. Just like so. Press it down. One tip with the fine tip glue pen, use a mounting block or something a little bit heavy and set that on top for about 30 seconds to let that all adhere. So here is that finished card. I really like how that scalloped oval makes that script birthday die cut pop off the page a little bit, and it helps you draw your eye to it. So the next card I want to show you is a filler card. I have cut a 3x4 card out of this candle print, so cute, but then I wanted to put numbers on it because it's my daughter's, this was my daughter's 15th birthday, so I wanted to put that on the page as well. So I've cut out a couple of numbers dies from Pool Party Cardstock. My daughter was 15, so I cut out the numbers 1 and 5, and that's using the large numbers die set. And then I cut out a little accent circle to go behind it and help it to pop off the page a little bit. And I cut that out with the layering circles die set. Like the ovals, it's got scalloped and regular circles. So putting this one together is really easy. I'm just going to lay that, adhere that circle down to the card. Down near the bottom, I want the candles to show. Move that over just a tad so it's centered a little bit better. And then I'm going to add some Tombow to the back of the number 1 and the number 5 to stick those down. Let's see. I'm going to kind of lay the 5 there without any glue to see how I want this placed. Okay, and then I'm going to just put glue on the back of the 5 real quick. Try not to get glue all over my hands. And there we go, a quick and simple filler card for your Project Life page. The next card I'm going to make is a journaling card. So I have the 3x4 confetti card, and then I've cut out the largest scalloped oval from Pool Party Cardstock, and that's where I'm going to do the majority of my journaling. And then I want to add a little stamped embellishment to that. So I have pulled out the Picture Perfect Birthday. It's got some fun little builder stamps that you can use to either make candles if you use the stem and the flame, or you can make it into a little birthday noisemaker if you use this piece and the little fringe and then the blowout piece. So that's what I'm going to do today. I have a couple of these little noisemakers already stamped, and I'm going to show you one more. I have a scrap of white paper here. I have found it easiest to start with the part that blows out, you know, when you blow through the paper unrolls, this stamp right here. I start with that, and I'm going to stamp it in Lemon Lime Twist. So I'm just going to stamp that real quick. And then I do the tassel part, and I'm going to do that in Bermuda Bay. And that's going to overlap the paper part just a little bit. When you're doing these multi-step stamps, it's very helpful to stand above it so you can look down into the stamping and see exactly where it's going to go. Now the stem of the noisemaker I'm going to do in Berry Burst. And I want the stem to be lighter so I can do a pattern over top of it. So I'm going to stamp it off once and then line it up and stamp it again, just like that. And then I'm going to stamp up the polka dot ink, or ink up the polka dot stamp, I think is what I meant to say, and stamp that right over top So you get a cute little pattern just like that. And then just use scissors to cut that out. So here's that finished journaling card with the journaling completed and all the pieces adhered down. The journaling's not completely straight, but I figure my daughter's not going to be critiquing my handwriting when she looks through her book in the future, so that's alright, and I'm just going to leave it as is. Okay, for my last 4x6 card, I wanted to put a photo on it. I've got a picture of my daughter coming down the water slide for the very first time. She was a little bit apprehensive, but she really ended up enjoying going down the water slide. So I'm going to mount that on some Pool Party and Bermuda Bay paper. I've just taken the measurements of the photo after I cropped it and I added a 1/4 inch to each side I added a 1/4 inch to the measurements for the sides for each layer, and then I added a 1/2 inch to the original measurements to make the last layer. And I just wanted to do that to make the photo stand out a little bit against that pattern paper. And then I'm going to adhere that right in the center of the card. Just like that. And then I want to do some stamping to embellish it, since there's a lot of kind of blank space around my daughter's photo. So again, I'm using the Picture Perfect stamp set, and I'm going to use this Cue the Confetti stamp since I thought that was kind of fitting. I've got a little 1-inch piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to just fishtail the ends in my triple banner punch to make a cute little banner. And then I'm going to use Bermuda Bay ink to stamp Cue the Confetti. Just like that. And then I also have a noisemaker that I made when I made the last card, so I'm going to use that as well. I'm going to put that banner, I think, right there, and I'm going to put that little noisemaker up in the corner. There we go. I'm just going to add some adhesive to the back of this noisemaker and put that right up there just like that. So the last thing I want to do is add some embellishments to these pictures, and there's large spaces of just water in these pictures, so I wanted to add a little extra something to that. Now for this one, I'm going to go ahead and do another one of those noisemakers down here in the corner. When I stamped that originally, I stamped several so that I would have some to do for embellishing, so I'm just adding that right there. And then for this one, I wanted to do a stamped banner. There's a really cute stamp on this stamp set that says, "Today we celebrate the wonderful, brilliant, fabulous you." And since this is a picture of just my daughter who was having the birthday, I wanted to stamp that on, I wanted to include a banner here in the corner that says that sentiment. So I have cut a piece of Pool Party cardstock to 1.5 inches by 3.5 inches, and I'm going to make a banner end by putting that in the triple banner punch. Just slide that all the way back and punch the edge. And then I'm going to use Bermuda Bay to stamp that sentiment on my banner. Hopefully this is centered. Close enough. There we go. And then I cut a tiny little sliver of Designer Series paper that matched some of the other cards that I used, and I'm going to put that right up at the top. This is 1.5 inches by 1/2 inch. So I'm just putting that right up there at the top for a little bit of accent and to tie it into the rest of the cards I've used. And then I'm going to adhere that down to the photo. right up there in the corner. Just like that. So here is that finished project life page. I love the bright colors, and I thought it worked really well for this trip to Splash Cincinnati for my daughter's birthday. Really like how this turned out. Now, if you're interested in any of the supplies that I used to make this page, including the Picture Perfect stamp set or the Picture Perfect Designer Series paper stack, I have links down in the text box below this video. Just click on Show More and you'll be able to see a complete supply list. And I'll also have the link to the blog post that has written instructions for making each of these cards. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And also, if you'd like to see more memory keeping projects from me, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy crafting!